to those who have applied themselves to the advancement at Rome. If we philosophers had applied ourselves to our job as seriously as those old men in Rome pursue their interests, we too might be getting somewhere. I have a friend, even older than I, who is now in charge of the grain supply in Rome. When he passed through here on his return from exile, what things he said in disparagement of his former life, swearing, when he returned, that from then on he would devote himself exclusively to a life of peace and tranquility. "How much time have I got left after all?" And I said to him, "I don't believe you. As soon as you get a whiff of Rome, you will forget everything you've said." And I added that if the least access to court became available to him, he would rush in, singing hymns of praise to the Almighty. "Listen, Epictetus," he said, "if you find me even putting a foot inside the court, feel free to think as little of me as you like." So what did he do? Before he even reached the limits of the capital, he received letters from Caesar, immediately forgot all he'd said, and doesn't seem to have given it a thought since. I'd like to be there with him, now, to repeat to him the words he said, when passing through here, and add, "How much more shrewd a prophet I proved than you." Well, am I implying that man is an animal unfit for action? Not at all. So why aren't we more active? I mean, look at me. When day begins, I remind myself of the author we are supposed to be reading. But then I think to myself, who cares how this or that student reads the author? First, let me get my sleep. And yet, how can their business compare in importance to ours? If you could see them at Rome, you would find that they do nothing all day but vote on a resolution, then huddle together a while to deliberate about grain, land, or some other means to make a living. Is it the same thing to receive a petition that reads, "Please allow me to export a bit of grain," and "Please learn from Chrysippus how the universe is governed, and what place the rational creature has in it. Find out, too, who you are, and what constitutes your good and your evil"? Is one to be compared with the other? Do they deserve the same degree of application? Is it equally wrong to neglect this one as that? Well, am I and the other teachers the only ones who are lazy and indifferent? You young people are even worse. Old men like us, you know, when we see children at play, like nothing better than to join them in their game. Likewise, I would be a lot more excited about joining you in serious study if I were once to see you bright-eyed and enthusiastic.